Ready on the audio? Okay. Okay, welcome tonight to our Satsuma City Council, our regular meeting for March the 19th, 2024. First thing we do is call the meeting to order and then welcome everyone here tonight. Quick reminder, if you have a cell phone with you, please remember to turn it to either off or silent so it doesn't disrupt the meeting. We don't have a big agenda tonight, so I think tonight will go pretty quick, and we'll be in and out of here without too long of a time tonight. As most of you know, we always start our meetings with the invocation followed by the pledge. So momentarily I'm going to ask you stand, and tonight is not my night to do the invocation or pledge, but due to a couple of our members being out tonight, I will go ahead and do it. So if you would, please stand for the invocation and remain standing for the pledge. Dear Heavenly Father, we ask that you watch over us tonight. Please help us to address the needs and concerns of our city, to help to be the proper stewards of the citizens, to help make the planning to make our city not only be good today, but for years to come. We ask that you watch over all of our employees, our citizens, and be with those in our community who are dealing with sickness or death. We thank you for all that you do for us. It's in your precious name we pray. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We have been working on the sound system here for the last several weeks. So if we're blasting you out of here, please tell us and we will try to quieten it or turn it down. Or we will turn it up if you can't hear. Also, the live stream, hopefully those out watching can hear it. Last week my phone was going off that we were apparently having some difficulty. So if everybody okay in hearing in the back and keeping up with what we got? Okay. Well, good. Okay, if you would, Jessica, please give us a roll call.
Present.
Here. Please let the record reflect that Councilman Little and Councilman Butler are not in attendance tonight. I think Mr. Little is out of town. Mr. Butler is under the weather. The other elected officials are here. Yourself, the city attorney, and all the department heads are in attendance tonight. Next thing on the agenda is approval of our agenda tonight, and I think everything is in order between, will be brought up under reports and announcements and or under discussion and consideration, with the exception of the purchasing of a special section, graduation section from the Call News. So if you don't mind, I guess we would make that I, would be an add-on under items for discussion. And that would be the purchase of the ad. Is there any other changes or additions we need to make to the agenda? I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Reese and seconded by Mr. Skelton to approve the agenda with the one add-on. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, we sent the minutes of the past meeting. Our past meeting was held on March the 5th, 2024. I think we've fixed the couple things, looked over it. They look good to me. If y'all have had a chance to read the minutes, first I'll ask, is there any corrections, additions, deletions, or any other change that needs to be made? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Once again, motion this time by Mr. Skelton, seconded by Ms. Reese. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you. Next thing on going down is recognitions, and I don't think that we have any recognitions for the meeting tonight. So the next thing, moving on from recognitions, is the visitors. We have one visitor on our agenda tonight who has signed up, and I think that is Ms. Miller. Ms. Miller, if you would, please step forward up here and just briefly tell us who you are and what you're requesting, and I think it's in our notes. And
Okay, so my name's Tiffany Miller. I'm a teacher at Satsuma High School, and I'm the sponsor for our peer helper group. And we're a service organization that's geared toward helping the student body, and we do a lot of like kindness campaigns, anti-bullying campaigns, but we're a really active group. But being a service organization, we need funds for things. So we decided that we wanted to try to do a color run this year in May for Mental Health Awareness Month. So I've been working with Lisa Montalvo and Brent Rawson, the track coaches, to kind of help organize this whole thing. And the plan is to use the same course that Brent has plotted out for the reindeer run that we use in December, and have a 5K option and a fun run option. But what a color run is, if you've never heard of one before, basically, and they are typically not like really super competitive, so they're more for fun. But the participants wear like a white shirt, and along the way on the route, there are people that have like color powder that they throw on the runners, so they're all colored by the time they end with everything. So, but I would have like student volunteers helping from the elementary school peer helper group all the way up through the high school peer helper group is kind of the plan on that. But I need approval to use the city streets and whatnot. I don't know. I'm totally new at this. So, this is one of those harebrained ideas. I'm like, that would be fun. Let's go and try to get this approved.
Yeah, absolutely.
You were talking about Sunday, right?
Yes, we're talking about Sunday afternoon. I originally thought about doing it that Saturday, but our track team is going to be at state. So I figured that way we would have, and if people don't like to get up and run first thing on a Saturday morning, like Allison and I have done in the past, it would maybe open that up to have more interest is what I'm hoping. So, but the afternoon of Sunday, May the 5th at 2 p.m. is what the plan is.
And then go eat tacos afterwards.
Yes, because it's Cinco de Mayo, exactly, yeah. So, and be festive.
I don't think there'll be any opposition to it. Chief, they've talked with either one of y'all about scheduling this or helping?
Okay. Okay, sorry. Okay, thank you. I'm learning the bureaucratic steps, so but I do this. So, okay.
But we do try to make sure that we have, proper personnel in place and for any type of run. And,
Yeah.
And it does require, a little work from all three, the public works and also police
Okay.
and fire. We try to make sure they're ready. So just want to make sure that they both are good on that day. Do y'all have any? Okay. If you would, of course, Brent should be excellent help. He puts them
Yeah.
on and has for quite some time, and he can work with them and help kind of guide you through that.
Okay.
So, well, it doesn't sound like there's any opposition from the council, so I mean, I feel like it'll be granted, so good luck with it.
Thank you
Hopefully it'll
very
be
much. Hopefully y'all can come out and participate.
Yeah, if this
And-
is 100% done deal, like
Yeah, this
after
was
this meeting,
after
you'll have
this
the
meeting.
flyer?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've got to run it by the school board just to make sure. But I mean, Mr. Diaz has already approved it and everything, so it's a just kind of get it going on it, so start advertising. And we talked to Miss Brew, and she's going to get it set up on GoFan where people can like pay online and get all that situated. So I think we just got to go through that next step of making sure that there's no issues from the school board. But
Send me a flyer, and then I'll try to make it a corporate cup race.
yeah, absolutely.
And then we can, it'll be advertised, more widespread.
Okay,
I
gotcha.
guess. And then that will bring people in. And 'cause
Yeah.
I think the reindeer run was a couple of times. a
Yeah,
corporate cup
okay.
race, but yeah, I'd
Great,
love to
thank
see
you.
that happen.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Sure.
But once you get it firmed up, like you're saying, I think, get everybody on board.
Yeah.
With the school and make sure that everything's worked out.
Yeah.
We set the time and all, and kind of, have it a little more formal or
Yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, this was my understanding that this was the first step of like getting, approval from the city before we start making hard plans. So that's why I'm here.
We usually support almost everything we can for the school.
Okay, well, good, thank you.
Seldom don't have any questions, so good luck. And maybe you can
Thanks.
get back
Thank
with us
you.
when you get a little more information.
Okay, all right, good
Okay.
deal. Thank you.
Good luck. Okay. Is there anyone else that would like to come before the council tonight? Kara, I know I see you back here. I was gonna bring you up and, under my, time, but if, all right, well,
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kara. I'm the grant writer that works with the city. And the mayor asked me to come tonight and just give you an update and some direction on a couple things. No action officially, just where we want to go. The first is, just as means of an update, there was an issue that we had with the old drainage grant that we had done, and y'all hired Troy Ephraim and Associates to fix that. He's done his magic, so we're in the process of working through that. So I just want to thank y'all so much. He's perfect person to fix those environmental irregularities. Can't say that word, whatever. Okay, so the other thing I want to talk to y'all about is that there's a grant that's through the Alabama Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, and it's called the 306 grant. And it's a planning grant, and we've got it before, but what we would like to do is apply for it. It's due in late April, and it's a grant and it's up to $50,000, you have to match it dollar for dollar. So it'd be up to $100,000, but you can do it less. And what this grant will do is that we can take the public property that the city owns in the Vaughn community and come up with a master plan for that property. Like look at a boat launch, look at, how to landscape it and try to make it the best use for the public. And that process would be getting an engineering firm in here, getting some public participation, bringing the public in and get buy-in on the whole project. So that's what we're looking at doing with that grant. And again, it's not due till late April, but I just wanted to give you all an update on that project. And that was something that,
but our goal in doing that is to prepare to try to do another Go Mesa application. And we have got to get some of this, we've got to get some work in place because we don't have everything required to fill out the grant.
yeah, because Go Mesa is also due right now. Okay, it's open. So, but in order, we don't really want to apply for that unless we know what we also want to do. And also when we had the beautiful, that Jessica did and her staff, ribbon cutting back in October, was one of the things the commissioner had indicated. Hey, use 306 money for that other park. We want to fund it. So when the funder tells you to do you do what they say, and that's what we'd like to do on that case. So we want to do a visionary thing and then follow up in a future year with a Go Mesa project to implement whatever that plan is and just make it super nice like we did at Steel Creek. But what leaves us that is there's an interim, is that, like I said, Go Mesa is open during the same time period. So we can't really apply for Go Mesa unless we have this plan. We want to do the plan first and then apply for Go Mesa. So we can do that in a couple of years. So interim, we're available to apply for Go Mesa. And one of the things we had talked about doing is just like taking away from the park side of it completely and maybe look at doing something for the sewer plant. Because Go Mesa's funded a couple sewer projects last year, if you look. They gave some money to Dauphin Island. They gave some money to Mobile County Water in South Mobile County. So if there's like a lift station or something at the plant that's near the creek that we could replace, or if there's some unlined terracotta lines, we could do some what's called cured-in-place pipe in some low-lying areas, or if there's a place we got to cover across a wetland, that might be an area that has a bunch of inflow and infiltration in that area, or something like that in the sewer department. I would suggest we do a smaller project, nothing huge, but maybe somewhere between $750 and $1.2 million, and just apply this year. And then hopefully we can get that project done, so when this plan is completed at the other part, we can then apply for the Go Mesa at that point to finish that. And we can apply, you can have multiple Go Mesas at the same time. So I just don't want us to lose the opportunity right now. So there's really no action. It was just more of just wanted to give you an update on what we're working on. And if it's okay with y'all, I'll go coordinate with the sewer department. Or maybe Jason knows a good project that's gonna jump out at me, because he knows that stuff. Or something like that for a Go Mesa project, again, and that's also due in late April, if that sounds good.
Sure.
Does that sound all, and again, it's maybe a long shot, but that's where we're gonna go, and we'll go ahead and put this application in to do the plan. I'll reach out to some engineering firms and find out how much we'll need, and I'll let Jessica know what the matching situation is, because like I said, it's dollar for dollar, so you'd have to match it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any questions?
If you have any thoughts on it, I mean, once we get somebody, we got to put a plan in place in order to even look at,
Yeah, I think we
applying
get
in
a
the
good
future.
firm that knows how to bring the public in and get community buy-in, and then, so everybody can actually see a vision of what that park looks like. I think it's a really good idea.
Okay,
Anything else for me? Well, it's great to see y'all. Thank you.
thanks, Kara.
Thanks.
Okay, is there anyone else that'd like to come before the council tonight? Okay, if there's no one else wanting to come before the council, we'll go into regular order of business, and we'll start with reports, announcements from the mayor and council. Starting with my report, we continue to have some sickness in our community, death of one of our long-term citizens, Miss Atwood. So we can give condolences there. Would like to bring to the council, we received after the last council meeting a nice thank you card from Pat Hamlin regarding Bubba's passing, so I wanted to let y'all know we did receive that. Earlier tonight, prior to the meeting, we had a meeting where we had the auditors here in place to go over our audit for the city. They also covered some of the water board, which they had presented to the water board recently also. It looks like the city finished last fiscal year at about 1.29 million in the black, so we had a really good year financially, just shy of 1.3 million. When we get the final copy of that, if there are any questions or anything y'all have, please let me know and we can get back with them. But if not, when the final copy comes in, I'll ask that y'all accept the audit this year. In the parks, the last few weeks, and we'll get into this a little further on tonight, but we have really been busy, and we've hired a gentleman, and I asked him to come by here tonight. His name is Dennis McCann. Dennis, would you stand up back there and let me introduce you to the council? He started a couple of weeks ago helping us in the parks, and I think he's got off running. It's been a very busy time of the year, so he's been working pretty closely with Travis and with Jessica and the ladies here in the office trying to get some things organized. So we just wanted to welcome you, and hopefully you can get us going and do some of the things we've been discussing. So I just wanted, like I said, wanted to introduce you to the council members here, Mr. Skelton and Ms. Reese and Mr. Phillips down there. So welcome aboard. Y'all have any comments?
I'm good.
Okay. I was going to let you know the sidewalk project, we're still hoping to have that started in early May. The water and sewer project on the west side of I-65 is still progressing. So they're making some headway over there. Hopefully next month, the pay-as-you-go road paving will bid out a couple of the streets that we have here in Satsuma. Y'all may notice the doors have finally came in and the frames and been replaced on the back of City Hall.
They look good,
Thank you.
and they function properly. Yay!
Yeah, they do. Thank you. Georgia, appreciate you working on that. It's taking a while to get those in. We had that, and I did want us to say that the Since our last meeting, myself and Mr. Butler and Mr. Phillips attended the 100th anniversary of the League of Cities in Washington, D.C. It was we had some very good meetings there. There's always something you can learn and take away from some of the other cities, and hopefully we can do some of the things I see other cities are doing, but also it makes me feel good whenever I hear some of the problems and we listen to the many issues that so many cities are facing and the things they're doing, and I feel like we're just very fortunate we're not facing some of those issues, and it sounds like that, you know, the city has been preparing for a long time to be on good footing and all, so but I was gonna let you know it was a very nice trip. If it works out again, I hope that y'all will all look at putting that on your schedule. We have several other things that we have been working on that we've brought up in past meetings, but I believe they're all going to be covered in the items for discussion and or consideration, which is coming up. But with that being said, that pretty well completes my report to the council. On public services, we have some things that you'll see coming up in the report a little later on. But like I said, Mr. Little's out of town tonight. Public safety, Mr. Butler's still under the weather and not able to attend tonight, but we have the two chiefs here. I know we did have a working fire last week in the Vons last Friday. I think things have been relatively quiet in the police department, so that's good. Moving to administration, Mr. Skelton.
I don't have anything today.
Moving from Mr. Skelton in administration to Parks and Recreation, Ms. Reese.
Yes, sir. During the break, I inquired about the city flag, and apparently we don't have any more. So if someone could purchase or reorder from Explosive Signs, I think I worked with Heather to get that, Heather and Edith maybe, but I'm sure that they have our flag on file. And I know what we did last time is it was double-sided, but it made it really heavy. So I'd like to see if they couldn't do just one single-sided to see how that goes, and then with the chance to purchase more as needed. So I think that's all I have.
We look into contacting Explosives and see about getting that. Okay. And moving on from Parks and Recreation to Public Works, Mr. Phillips.
I have no new business, Mayor.
We're on target for a record night. Okay, moving to items for discussion and or consideration. A is the payment of the bills.
I make a motion we pay our bills in the amount of $34,661.18.
Second.
Motion was made by Mr. Skelton, seconded by Mr. Phillips to pay the bills in the amount of $34,661.18. Any discussions on the bills? If there's no discussions or questions, all those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, well, Ms. Reese, this ought to make you happy here. B, discussion and consideration of awarding Joe Tarver the construction in the amount of $46,000 for restrooms in Baldwin Square and $60,000 for Wright Park. Jay, I think we were doing that under two different motions. Didn't you say with exceeding the $100,000 to do it, two different ones? Okay, right. All right, we had them listed as the same, but Jessica, we need to separate that. The first one is $46,000. If y'all will go by and look at it, you can see $46,500. Thank you, Mr. Phillips, for the restrooms at Baldwin Square. So,
I'll make that in a motion.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Phillips, seconded by Mr. Skelton to award the bid to Joe Tarver for those restrooms in the said amount. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. Also, the restrooms at the C and D field, they're larger restrooms, if y'all remember seeing the drawings and all. Mr. Tarver was also the low bid on that one, and he gave us a bid for $60,000 for the restrooms, which has a concession area, and all. Like I said, it's a bigger restrooms and concession area, and also, you know, got some room for people to stand there, so.
I make the motion to award Joe Tarver Construction, $60,000 for Wright Park construction of restrooms and concession.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Reese, seconded by Mr. Skelton, to award Joe Tarver that bid in the amount of $60,000. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. Y'all go by, they got that working. Discussion and consideration of awarding, it's got it listed as JLC, but I think that's LJC Construction. It's the Saraland Company in the amount of $59,000 for the new trash ramp, what we're calling a project, but it's adding on the additional space for the garbage trucks where we can get them out of the weather. He was the low bid on that.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Thank you. A motion was made by Mr. Skelton, seconded by Mr. Phillips to approve the awarding to LJC Construction in the set amount for the trash ramp project. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Discussion and consideration of waiving the rental fee for Satsuma City Schools Institute Day on July the 31st, 2024, and August the 1st, 2024, with the cleaning fee to apply. I think this is something we've basically done about every year, allowing the teachers and administrators and all to have the meeting before school.
I'll make a motion on it.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Phillips, seconded by Mr. Skelton to waive any fees for the school for Institute Day on those 2 days. Any discussion?
Yes.
Yes.
I was hoping that from, I guess, this point on, we could record what the cleaning fee was so we could get it captured in the minutes.
Okay.
Because I know it had gone up, but I didn't know, $300. And I was thinking it was like $125. Well, I know we went up, but I wasn't sure. And then that way we know, like, okay, when it comes like, so with the,
265. 275.
what's 300 now, because that's what I was told. So the lodge is, well, I think there was some confusion, and that's why I think we should record, you know, what it actually is. And then that way the group, whoever comes forward, it's on the form that says this is what the cleaning fee is, so there's no question. That was my comment for D.
Can we just go ahead and approve this tonight and let you put it in? We'll have it for the next meeting on what it is.
Sure.
I mean, that would them up on that. Just make sure we have that listed for the next meeting, please, what the cleaning fee is. I do know we have to do once or twice a year what we call the deep cleaning, where they work on the floors and all. We don't pass that along.
You were looking for a vote.
I was going to say, we did not vote. Do you have any other questions you want to, regarding on
No,
D?
sir. Mm-mm.
Okay, if y'all have nothing else, all those in favor of waiving the rental fee signify by aye.
Aye.
And those opposed? Okay, they got it. Moving to E, discussion and consideration of application for Prentice and Susie Smith to annex property on Ryle Street into the city of Satsuma. We have all the paperwork in place? We can do it after, we just set a public hearing for, we can do it at 6:15, shouldn't take but a minute, for the next meeting. Is that okay with council? Make it at 6:15
April
on,
2nd.
pardon?
On April 2nd?
Yes, sir, it'll be April 2nd. Can I get a motion from council in a second for us to go ahead and proceed with setting a public hearing?
I make the motion.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Reese, seconded by Mr. Skelton to set a public hearing for Mr. Smith on the property on Ryle Street, 6:15 on April 2nd. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. Okay. All right, it's time to open up discussion and consideration of taking applications for Satsuma City School Board. I guess if we have one member that's on that's already submitted a letter, I think, wanting to stay on the board, is there any? Guess we can open the application process up. And we open the process up, we could leave it open for I was gonna say, if we open it tomorrow and let it be open all the remainder of this week and next week, that really doesn't leave 2 weeks. What would y'all think about having it close on Friday, April 12th? That gives, a couple, 2 full weeks for anybody wanting to apply to apply. And then we can set it on the agenda for the second meeting in April.
So you gotta be appointed by the end of April, right?
Right, well, I mean, I think they'd be on. Well, the first meeting in April, that's when we have department heads reports and the lead students and all that, and I just really didn't want to do that on the night we got all the school board kids here. Well, open, if we'll list that, make sure it's listed on the website, and anyone interested in submitting an application needs to do so and have it in by the close of business on Friday, April 12th. Okay? G, discussion and consideration of quotes for the tree removal on Oakdale. And third, and I think Travis is here. Travis, can you got these pictures in it's in everybody's packet tonight. You have the bids.
What's wrong with it? Danger tree.
Pass those down, see if Mr. Phillips, he probably works, he wants to do them, I don't care.
Right in the right of way. It looks like it's on somebody's property.
You gonna read who you opening first bid from?
Hamco Tree Service. What you think? Survey needs to be done. Is this tree in the right of way? Kind of looks like it's on their property, on the other side of the ditch, in my opinion. Cut and dispose of 3 dead water oaks, grind 3 stumps, and dispose of excess cuttings, $3,300. Reed's Tree Service. 1 water oak, haul off all debris. That's $11.50, and then it's $100 more for a stump. And then there's a second envelope from Reed's. Oh, that one I just read was for Oakdale Avenue. This is for 3rd Street. 2 Water Oaks, haul off all debris, $11.50 plus $150 for 2 stumps. So it's $1,300. $25.50 for both, or all 3, and then Hamco is $3,300.
Travis, you say all the trees are bad? They, first of all, I think the question was, they're all on the right of way, verified that, and they all need to be taken down.
See the pictures? You saw them? They were like in the ditch.
Okay? Those are the 2 bids we received, for Hamco and from Reed Tree Service. Can I get a motion that we accept the bids and we will tabulate and award to the low bidder?
I'll make that motion.
Second it, Bob? Not sure they're, it looks like it's in those people's yard. Mayor, what do you think? Doesn't it look like it's in their yard?
Yeah,
This one's up past the ditch, up onto the, I don't know.
Travis, I mean, we're being questioned if they're on the right of way. That's, I mean, you called me and told me that you needed to cut the trees down. We got the bids. I don't, I mean,
Well, I mean, I got the pictures here. It just doesn't, it looks like it's in their yard, like on the other side of the ditch. For both of these clearly. And this one doesn't have a ditch, but
Power line on that side of the road or the other side? Power line run that side or the other side?
well,
I'm the Lone Ranger.
Jason made a motion. Y'all don't want to cut them down?
can we wait till the next meeting to see what the other 2 gentlemen think?
Yeah, I guess we can, if there ain't nobody gonna second the motion. Sorry, Ms. Gill.
I'm not broken hearted.
All right. We will, I think Ms. Reese said wait to see what the other 2 council members had to say regarding the tree removal. So, I guess if we can at least make a motion to accept the bids, and we will hold off on awarding project. How about that? And that way we don't have to bring it up and go through this, any of this.
All right, I'll retract my motion, and I'll make a motion to accept the bids for further evaluation.
I'll second that.
Motion made by Mr. Skelton, seconded by Mr. Phillips to accept the bids, and we will study it for possible awarding at the next council meeting. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
In the back of the book tonight, you should have a picture of the graphics for the van that we have worked on. This is the van we've had quite some time. We're trying to restripe the van to make it look like our other vans that we have purchased. I think we have a price from Explosives to remove those and restripe that van for approximately $975.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion was made by Mr. Phillips and seconded by Mr. Skelton to go forward with the restriping of that van with explosive signs in the amount of $975. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
I think it'll make them all look, they look a lot better, what we have there now. The planning board, as I told y'all at the last meeting, we are a resolution going and moving forward to resolutions, ordinances, orders, and other business. A resolution 2024-03-01. This is appointing Tim Shera to the planning board.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second confirming the appointment of Tim Shera to the planning board. A motion made by Mr. Skelton, seconded by Ms. Reese. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by aye. All right. Resolution 2024-03-02, award bid for Satsuma Street resurfacing. George, did you bring your bid sheet in tonight, or Jessica, you got it where you can? Well, I wanted to make sure that if the council had any questions, I mean, we forward it to them. Here it is for board tabulation.
You see that?
I think the low bidder was HCL Contracting. The bid amount was $184,233.32.
What streets were them, Mayor?
On the resolution is the resurfacing of all the rail crossings that we're trying to do on the east side of the rail crossings between Highway 43 and Old 43. That will be Baldwin Street, Oak Avenue, Baker Road crossing here in front of the school, Orange Avenue, and Bayou East, and then Plateau at the north end of the city, both Juniper and
I'll put that in the motion.
Second.
motion made by Mr. Phillips and seconded by Mr. Skelton to award HCL Contracting the bid in the set amount of $184,233.32. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Is it resurgicing?
There's some
That's
few
what it's
areas
supposed to
on
be? Oh, okay, I didn't know if that was like a word they used. Okay. My bad. Aye. I say aye. All in favor?
All right, and we got this resolution 2024-0202, which is the agreement between DirecTV LLC and the city of Satsuma. Jay, is this the one I think you were talking to us about before the meeting tonight?
It was brought up, not last meeting, but the one before.
Right, and I think we tabled it to give time for you to give a little research on and answer back.
Yeah, and as I said prior to council, this service is for video service that pre-existed. When technology's changing, this is the current video system. That area won't be grown in the future, but those services are being offered by AT&T through other mechanisms like streaming and other services. This will be continued till the customers don't want to make a change.
Does that answer the questions? Well, we want to go ahead and make a motion to accept the said resolution, or?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve Resolution 2024-02-02 between the DirecTV LLC and the City of Satsuma. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
And those opposed. I think the last thing that we had that we were going to discuss tonight was the add-on on I, which I should have brought up under items for discussion. This was something that came in late, but so we can get good placement and move forward. Are y'all okay with us purchasing a half-page ad for the call news for the graduation section this year?
I'll put that in the motion.
What's the price on the half page?
$4.89.
I think what we did last year. I'll say.
Mr. Phillips made a motion to approve the purchase of the ad, a half page for the price of approximately $489. It was seconded by Mr. Skelton. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Okay. We have gone through all the items that was on the agenda tonight. Our first about 40 minutes was on the budget, going over our audit, and then the meeting. And I think we have covered everything that needed to be covered. So if there's no further business or anything to come before the council, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, we adjourn. Thank you. Thank y'all for attending tonight.